Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to this live broadcast of Girls Varsity Soccer on Northwest Access TV. Alongside videographer Katie Foster, I'm Wesley Kempton, bringing you this special presentation on a windy, though albeit somewhat pleasant, Wednesday afternoon. The Thunderbirds and the Spartans of Missisquoi Valley and Winooski, respectively, are the two opponents in this contest. MVU playing their final home game of this COVID-shortened season, and Winooski playing their them will be playing on the road against BFA Fairfax. This unusual season has been trying for even the most elite programs, but for these two teams in particular, it has been difficult to string together some continuity, some consistency, and to develop from one game to the next. Winooski comes into this one with a record of 1-4. Missisquoi comes in with a record of 4-4, and both of them looking for that last bit of momentum as the season comes to a close. The Thunderbirds will start with the ball, and this final home game of the 2020 season, it is underway. For Missisquoi in the center, Ava Hubbard, the stellar sophomore, who tried to get things underway in the early going. For Winooski, again, the Spartans come in with a record of 1-4, and they battled just about everything. A lot of injuries to this team, and yet incredibly high spirits from the team as you saw them warming up before this one got underway. And Missisquoi trying to get an early scoring opportunity inside the first minute, but offsides as the whistle on Ava Hubbard, the senior who got the starting nod. The Spartans free kick handled by Ruby Lee, a junior defensive and midfielder. Bree Parent at the far side, leading a pass. Spartan defense seems to have it as Lee is going to look towards the sideline. It was officially poked out by Alex Bruyette, the Missisquoi junior. MVU playing their second consecutive live contest on Northwest Access, just 2 days after a difficult 2-0 defeat against the BFA Comets under the lights in St. Albans. I talked with head coach Roy Adams before this contest as we have an early scoring opportunity and great stick-to-itiveness from Winooski goaltender Kiara Mack, who had initially deflected an opportunity from Ava Hubbard and then on the rebound pinned it down. Again, head coach Roy Adams said that the team did not practice yesterday. They got the day off just to recoup from a very hard-fought loss to the Comets of BFA St. Albans. It was a drizzly night on Tuesday and a bit chilly, and a well-earned day off despite having suffered defeat. And he's got real hope in his team to take from that defeat motivation to come back with a victory today. It's worth noting, of course, for the Missisquoi storyline that the improbable season they put together last year effectively kicked off with a contest against Winooski a year ago. It was MVU's first win last year, and it in fact snapped a 41-game winless streak spanning 3 seasons. And after that win against the Spartans, MVU again put on a great run, making it all the way to the state quarterfinals last year. And that taste of winning has become addicting for this team, who, after the loss to BFA, Coach Adams said that it was no moral victory. They wanted to win. They felt they could, as a shot from Alex Bruyette is easily handled by Kiara Mack. And Mack sends it clear across midfield as well. Pretty amazing to think of how a team is able to progress in just a few short seasons. Again, 3 seasons of winless soccer. And here we are a year after that streak, and there's an expectation that they should win. And here they are fighting inside the Winooski penalty area, trying to get an opportunity to form an offensive set. Our first substitution for Missisquoi, it brings Destiny Pigeon, replacing Alex Briette. Briette, again, just a junior forward, wearing a knee brace on the right side, favoring that leg a bit as she jogs off. Effective in just those 4 minutes that she was out there, did get 1 shot off. But again, a true testament to the players and coaching staff of this Missisquoi team for Roy Adams, that he has built a culture that they expect to compete, and moral victories aren't enough for them. And they're on the attack in the early going here as Parent tries to send one in. It gets deflected, and it will be an early corner kick. We've not yet played 5 minutes of action. Ava Hubbard to take the kick. The offense staggered as Parent looks like she was about to run in the near side. She goes back around the defender. Hubbard's pass goes up top to Pigeon, who got a good little shot off, but Mac, who it's not even close, the tallest player on her Spartan team, was quite unchallenged to catch that one. All day and lots of space for Madison Conley, number 10 for the Thunderbirds. Winooski trying to push it the other way. There was a pass that went just past Ruby Lee. The one-on-one matchup on the near sideline was Riley Fadden-Dupree of Missisquoi against Sandy Fernand of Winooski. The first action we've seen from Emily Graham, number 11, who just tried to clear it away. Graham, who just misplayed that one, and it went back towards Madison Guyette. Forward momentum from the Thunderbirds as Raleigh's throw-in got knocked out. She throws again right at midfield. The near side seeking out Nevaeh Bior as we get some sun for the first time today. Here's Hubbard. Hubbard looking for Pigeon. Pigeon is going to cross it over, and Mac picks it up. A collision sends a Winooski player down. I think that was Talasha Pradhan, who was able to get back up and seems to be okay. Pradhan, a senior for the Spartans. And speaking of seniors, Nevaeh Bior returning to the bench for a breather as Ariana Bordeaux comes on for her. Hubbard with the steal, turns around and leading the charge once more. The Spartans have the numbers advantage on defense, but good momentum for the Thunderbirds as a pass seeking out Bordeaux. It finally gets to Bordeaux, and now here's Raleigh on the near corner. 2 defenders, and she's able to get past them. A pass over to Bordeaux and deflected away by Nadine Ekizakubuntu. Raleigh getting a steal as Conley goes over to Gagne. Gagne again to Hubbard. Hubbard launches and fires one wide. It will be a goal kick for the Spartans. An aggressive series for the Thunderbirds, who have had the possession advantage, decidedly so, through the first 9 minutes of action. Mack with a good goal kick, but it is lost briefly as Ariana Bordeaux is able to push it back towards Mack. And Mack goes a little bit farther with her kick this time, all the way to the Missisquoi back line. And here's another freshman, Alexandra Bordeaux. Molly Gagne was seeking out Destiny Pigeon close to an offside, though no whistle. And here's a good leading pass. Pigeon running on the far side. The Spartan defense is going to get there first. Ruby Lee going for the sideline and giving her defense a chance to come back and set up. Destiny Pigeon to handle the throw. Back to Graham. Emily Graham weaves around one defender and charging in. Pigeon gets to it, looking up top for Hubbard, but assertive defense as Bordeaux jumped in the passing lane and got a good shot off, but a great save from Kiera Mack keeps the contest scoreless. 10.5 minutes played. Molly Gagne, the freshman, with the lead pass this time. Pigeon again, firing it. Mack off his kick. Plays it clean. Mack has already been tested significantly. That was good. Aggressiveness from Penny Lee, though it is thwarted by Cassie Wilkin. That's senior versus senior matchup, and Wilkin gets knocked down. The whistle favoring the Thunderbirds, who will get a free kick right in front of our camera position. Graham taking the free kick. Sends it past the defense. It's going to trickle towards Mack, who was ready for it. Graham tried to stop Mack's kick that time. It bounced past her, but the Thunderbirds nonetheless able to get it. No offside, and here's a good advantage. Hubbard, she's got Bordeaux on the left side. She's going to slow down, wind up, and get the kick where she wants it, but right into the midst of Kiera Mack. Some names that we're likely to say in great repetition this afternoon. Kiera Mack, the Winooski goaltender, who has been tested a lot, but right down the other side, here's Penny Lee. Lee, one of the senior leaders of this team, and is in fact the team captain. The senior class for the Spartan squad has had a tough go this year. 2 players out with concussions, and they've lost one to a broken leg. In fact, the player who had a broken leg, Anita Prathen, had her surgery today, we are told, after breaking her leg about a week and a half ago. And we're hoping for a speedy recovery for her. Just a devastating loss, and an unusual senior season by any circumstances, but you add in the COVID year and have to imagine that it's just a devastating situation for her. Corner kick for the Spartans. It'll be handled by Ruby Lee. Good ball from Lee. Is going to be punched away. Lee sending it back up top again. Pushed out for a moment by the Thunderbird D. Molly Gagne gets it. A backstop ready for it is Talasha Pradhan. The sun again shining. Just a couple of glimpses that we've had of it today, and the Thunderbirds working the ball around as they bring it back past midfield. Here's some momentum, and here's a good opportunity for Alex Bruyette. Bruyette has no one in front of her. She winds up and straight into the welcome hands of Kiera Mack. She has been a powerhouse backstop for the Spartans this afternoon. Almost 15 minutes played. Molly Gagne on the far sideline. Not challenged, as you have to imagine the Winooski defense already feeling a bit fatigued by the way that they have been pestered through these first few moments. A big space in the middle for the Thunderbirds, and offsides that time from Brianna Jarvis, freshman forward. "15 minutes gone as Ruby Lee takes this kick, sending it over the Missisquoi front line and in fact past midfield. And some back and forth. Raleigh getting a touch on it. Jarvis again, two defenders, and back to Raleigh she goes, who's going to run with it in the near side. Two defenders who have been able to catch up, and a wise pass, a wind up and a shot over the crossbar from Alex Bruyette, the junior starter. Ava Hubbard comes back into the contest for the Thunderbirds, giving a breather to Emily Graham. Two essential midfielders for this home team. Mack, perhaps harmed by the wind there, not able to get a good goal kick, and the Thunderbirds get it back. Here's Jarvis. That's freshman versus freshman at the varsity level. Bodes well for these two programs, and an upperclassman for a change. Able to knock it out of bounds. Here's three substitutes in for the Thunderbirds. Brianna Parent returning to the contest along with junior Gracie Gover and sophomore Ella Mcguire. Still scoreless as the Thunderbirds have been knocking on the door, hoping that they can open it at some point. Ava Hubbard back for the corner kick. A little bit flat, though it gets deflected back out of bounds, and she'll get a do-over. The third corner kick for the Thunderbirds. Hubbard decides to just do a flat pass up top. Back to Hubbard. With some momentum, she flicks it high. A jump ball inside that is going to be kicked out past the far bar, and another scoring opportunity for the Thunderbirds comes up empty. Rowan Abbott-Smith, sophomore midfielder, checking in for the Spartans. Alicia Ray was the Winooski defender who just sent it up, but Missisquoi is ready for it. Ray again, 3 touches she's had in it in the last 10 seconds. The Thunderbirds get it back, and they bring it up close. Mack is going to just trot up to it and palm the ball. Mack has a real cannon of a leg. For Missisquoi, Alexandra Bordeaux forcing the issue. Over to Destiny Pigeon now. Pigeon defenders on the wing. Ruby Lee deflecting it out, and it will be the 4th corner kick for the Thunderbirds now. Ava Hubbard again to take it. Those corner pylons really being affected by the wind, and instead she just keeps it on the ground, passing it over to Bordeaux. Bordeaux loses control for a moment. Coming over to help out is Maddie Gagne. And Winooski avoiding a corner kick this time as they go to the far sideline. Pigeon in the receiving end of Parent's throw. And the Thunderbirds will lose possession. Sets come in for the Spartans, Jessica Mujakuna, a freshman midfielder. And she checks in now. Replacing Susan Willonja. And after the substitution, Missisquoi picks up right where they left off. Destiny Pigeon towards the middle. Misplayed by Bruyette, who didn't get a clean shot off. Just a one-touch towards Mac, who has been exceptionally reliable thus far. Hubbard, and getting in front of the clearing effort, inadvertently used the hand. Winooski getting deep inside Missisquoi territory here. Penny Lee sending it towards goal. Quick short hop. Pigeon unable to track that one down. It will be a Spartan throw. Penny Lee will take it, seeking out Pascaline Ferrara. Abigail Raleigh checking in for the Thunderbirds, along with Madison Conley, who is not in goal today, but playing a forward position for a change. I believe it's Madison Aiken, a junior, who the Thunderbirds have in goal. And the overzealousness, perhaps, of Madison Conley, hoping to make the most of this opportunity where she's not playing in goal. Just ran over a Spartan player, which is why Winooski got this free kick. Mackenzie Vincent, number 23, got in front of a Winooski ball and sent it up. No offside. Yes, offsides. Destiny Pigeon was a bit too quick to the giddy up. It's effectively blowing at a south to north. Though as you look at the trees behind the Missisquoi goal, they're sort of moving in every direction. Perhaps that one got held up in the wind as it was not near the goal. Another kick coming for that Missisquoi Valley of scoreless soccer action. Mack not going to take this kick after all. It's handled by Ruby Lee. A good leg from Lee as it bounces up near Jessica Mujawamuna of Winooski. Molly Gagne returning for the Thunderbirds, and Savisha Gurung returning for the Spartans. Winooski was playing right on the line, and too close they went, but MVU unable to capitalize. I say that, it in fact was deflected out by the Spartans. So here come the Thunderbirds again. A big cross as Mack picks it right up on the shoelaces. The high one from Mack is going to bounce. Met first by Wilkin. Here's Wilkin again. Two quick moves to get past two defenders. Somehow she gets past two more. Sticking with it. Raleigh helping out a bit. Sees players on the far side, tries to cross to them. Hubbard has it. Hubbard working her way inside. She almost gets from behind. Videographer Katie Foster getting the workout in today to have to hold that camera down.
Hey, who's got 20?
And there's a chance that in the second half she'll have to hold that camera down while also juggling an umbrella. Hubbard winds up wide right. Another good opportunity. To the credit of the Thunderbirds, many of their strikers have been using some good footwork to get the ball to a position to get a shot exactly as they wanted, but they have yet to turn that into either a shot on goal or definitely not a shot in goal, as we're still scoreless, having played 28 minutes of action now. And Mack with another mighty goal kick. And good follow through from Talasha Pratham to push it past midfield, but it goes out. Thunderbirds getting it back. Of these 28 plus minutes we have played, my estimation would be that it has been pressed up against Winooski's throat for about 25 of them. Good aggressiveness from Vincent. But nobody was around there, and Mack great boot from Mack, hard into the head of Emily Graham. Graham again, sending it towards the middle. There were 4 Spartan players there, and they went to the near side where Raleigh is now competing against.
All right, we'll take that. Turn around, turn around.
Raleigh again. Has Graham nearby. Up she goes towards Bruyette towards the center. Hubbard controlling it. One defender behind her. And a shot goes over the crumb. As Destiny Pigeon returns to the game. Emily Graham. Graham being looked at by the training staff. Looks like she might have bit her lip. And as they seem to have Graham taken care of, again, just a lip issue. She seems otherwise fine and will likely return soon. Mack was challenged a moment ago, and the Thunderbirds turn it around. So many opportunities, nothing to show for it. For the Thunderbirds, a true testament to that brick wall for the Spartans, Kiara Mack. Scrum, Ava Hubbard up ahead to Gagne. Gagne has 2 defenders to her left, 2 teammates farther left as well. She tries to get a shot off. Far from the goal as Bree Parent returns to the contest. Miriam Mayange comes in for Winooski as well. Chuma Mayange will return.
We're ready for the breakaways, okay? Stay a little tighter. Here it comes.
Max kick. Misplayed by Suvisha Gurung. Raleigh to Pigeon.
Don't let her turn. Get on the ball. Come on. Go to the ball. Go to the ball. Come on.
And off a poke, it goes up ahead to Ava Hubbard. A move to her left, and she's going to lose it. Akiza Kabuntu has it, at least for a moment, as Bruyette takes it and passes up ahead towards Parent. Parent's crossing effort gets returned to sender, and she'll have a throw. I say that, she's spoken to by the official. And it will be a kick. Not sure what that was. The official effectively stopped action. Wasn't. Setting it inside. With the Spartans defense is there. Dangerous clearing effort back towards the Thunderbird offensive players. The Thunderbirds still not able to come up with anything. Near midfield, it goes out of bounds as Maddie Gagne comes back in, replacing Mackenzie Vincent. A little dump of a throw from Guyette. Parent to Guyette. Ahead, Parent looking for options. Both players look a bit fatigued at this point. Again, a testament to Winooski, not just Kiara Mack, but it's almost as if they're looking flat-footed a bit. Not all of them, of course. There's certainly not the sense of eagerness that you would expect from a team who has had so many missed opportunities.
So Ruby, make sure you're talking to your defense all the time.
Pascaline Ferreira and also Susanna Walonja checking back in for the Spartans as a pair of subs come off. This is Dalamu, number 13. Mu missed it for a moment, got it back for a moment. And Akiza Kabuntu crossing the midfield stripe, only to be met by Madison Guyette, who turned the corner for the Thunderbirds. Here's Parent now. Parent going back towards Gagne. Gagne able to force a shot and easily handled by Mack. Mack's kick all the way to midfield before it bounced. Raleigh. Back and forth it goes off a big bounce. Parent's going to yield and allow Alexandra Bordeaux to take control. Bordeaux back over to Parent. Parent to Gagne. This is Molly Gagne, challenged up against Ruby Lee, the Winooski defender. Up top to Hubbard. Hubbard with the right foot over the crossbar. And a good opportunity. We've seen several times that Hubbard has gone to her preferred angle with the right foot to get a hard shot off. None of them have been quite where she would want them to be. At least twice now she's gone over the goal. We've got 3.5 minutes to play in this first half. It is scoreless between the Winooski Spartans and the Missisquoi Valley Union Thunderbirds. Hubbard. Knocked out by Lee. She gets it again and sends it towards Parent.
Hey, Dean and Susanna, just don't take the ball away from each other. Just talk a little bit, okay?
Don't be back to Parent inside, and maybe the wind had something to do with that one. Pinballing around a bit. It finally makes its way over towards Destiny Pigeon. Pigeon with a deflection against Jean Heinz, and then the Spartans have it for just a moment. Taken back by Cassie Wilkin. Wilkin tripped up inadvertently against Dalamu. Abigail Raleigh now. Nice shot with towards Mack. He plays it off the bounce.
Somebody get on that, come on!
Not for a lack of trying by the home team, who just cannot get it past the Winooski goalkeeper. Winooski trying to get challenge and opportunity of their own before the break. Parent, a good leading pass to Gagne. No numbers for her teammates, but she's got some momentum. Ruby Lee able to take it back, and it went just on the side of the corner post, so it will be a throw rather than a kick. The clock is ticking down as Gagne chased that one. Parent with some wheels to try to keep that one in play. Parent crossing it, deflected by the Spartans defense and cleared away with a great kick from Ruby Lee. 25 seconds, and this one sent towards Mac. A skip, and Mac has it. And another great kick from Mac as well. Off a deflection, it gets poked over towards Dala Mu. Mu has some momentum, but they're not able to get a scoring effort. And that, in fact, is the story of the first half, as neither team able to find the back of the net in the first 40 minutes. We are scoreless here in Swanton between the Thunderbirds and the Spartans. A good afternoon for some varsity girls soccer, and though we will take a quick timeout, we first want to give a thanks to our sponsors, without whom this broadcast would not be possible. And as always, Northwestern Orthopedics is near the top of the list, along with Handy Toyota, JC Image, Collins Pearly Sports Complex as well. And for those of you watching at home, Northwest Access TV would like to remind you that we are proud to bring these broadcasts to you, and we want to continue to do live broadcasts like these, but we need your help. So if you or someone you know owns a business or perhaps runs an organization that would like to donate to the cause, you can reach out to the staff at Northwest Access TV, or you can visit northwestaccess.tv for information, or call 802-782-8676. A scoreless contest between the Spartans and the Thunderbirds will continue right after this. So as the second half is underway between the Spartans and the Thunderbirds, a few raindrops have begun. Ava Hubbard seeking to bring some lightning as well, as she comes out with real fury to begin the second half. The broadcast could get a little bit interesting here, as, again, right now it's just a trickle. It should be fine, but we've got an umbrella over top of the camera. I've got one ready. The integrity of the roster sheet will likely come into question if rain of any severity begins to fall, which it looks like it very well may. The weather report had it as about a 20% chance of precipitation through about 5 or 5:30, and then once we got to 6 in the evening, that's when the rain was really supposed to come. We had about a 75% chance at that point. So if it remains just a little misting from now to the end of the game, I think that'd be okay. It certainly adds to the mood a bit. You've got not just a windy afternoon, but also a little rain. Makes for some good fall soccer. It was good soccer in the first half of play, as Destiny Pigeon sends one across center, and Kiara Mack, who was stellar in the first half for Winooski, remained so in the early going of half number 2. And though it's oft been said, certainly by myself, how unusual this season has been, and every single coach you speak to will talk about that, just the difficulty in really developing, growing from game to game, and enhancing your team's systems. It's a challenge when you have such little downtime from game to game. In fact, such little time of preparation before the season as well. And for Missisquoi, again, that's right on display. This is their first time playing since their game on Tuesday night. They just went from game to game. Missisquoi, after this contest, will have Thursday and Friday without a game, but then on Saturday they will play. Saturday morning they've got an 11 a.m. match against the Bullets of BFA Fairfax, whom they lost to here at home earlier in the season. And similarly, Winooski, they, after this game, have tomorrow to themselves. And then on Friday, they are also playing BFA Fairfax, a 4 p.m. match there. So in illustrating how jam-packed this season is, I guess BFA Fairfax is really sort of the feature point there, that they close out their season with back-to-back games in a span of about 19 hours. For Missisquoi, though, they have played 8 games in 4.5 weeks. And quite amazingly, their final game will be Saturday. Pairings are announced on Monday or the weekend, as Mac easily reeling in that effort from Pigeon. The awards night, the Fall Sports Awards Night for MVU, is scheduled to be held exactly 1 month after the season opener. Normally that's about a 2-month period between the start of the season and the formal celebratory end of the season. But you play with the cards you're dealt. Heinz for Winooski, the defender who got that kick. Out of necessity, Coach Roger Prescott's team has featured some younger players being thrown into action, and Heinz, a good freshman defender, will likely be a mainstay for his program for the next 3 seasons. Missisquoi bringing in a couple of subs. Madison Conley and Emily Graham, a pair of seniors, replacing Bree Parent. Abby Paquette, junior midfielder, also returning to the bench. A challenge from Alex Bruyette, met by too many defenders, as following up across over towards Pigeon. And Missisquoi knocks it across the driveway. Perhaps playing with proverbial fire, Katie Foster has taken the umbrella down from the camera, assuredly inviting more rain to come. We'll see. Mac, not her best kick. She's had about 100 today. And a rare miscue for her as Missisquoi gets it back and brings it the other way. Cassie Wilkin towards the center, now to the right side. Here's Madison Conley. Conley with a lot of momentum. Winds up, and she too with a missed kick. Grinning as she runs back. But despite some good momentum, a missed opportunity for the home team, as Mac seeks to redeem herself on this goal kick. And she does, though Missisquoi is able to send it right back to her. Gagne, Maddie Gagne, over to Emily Graham. Graham with a couple of defenders around her. She's hanging out by that sideline. Winooski gets it, and here's some momentum. Pascaline Ferrara. Ferrara has that effort stopped by Madison Guyette. But here again come the Spartans. A big collision there and too much from Guyette. Kick coming for the Spartans. Have we go, Raleigh. You can certainly tell both teams are fresh out of the break. Raleigh with a great lead pass to Pigeon. Pigeon has some momentum, cannot get to it before Ruby Lee does, who dinks it near the Missisquoi bench. Pigeon lets it go, and she's going to throw. She's got Conley trailing, and she'll throw to her. Conley. Up top to Hubbard. Hubbard with a shot over the crossbar. Good look from Ava Hubbard. And she comes up empty again. That's, again, at least the third time that we've seen Hubbard looking for the top of the goal, and she's overshot her intended target. It's difficult with a goalkeeper like Kiara Mack, who again is clearly one of, if not the tallest player out on the pitch today. Certainly within her own team, during warm-up, she stood several inches taller than the next closest teammate in height. Missisquoi throw going to be handled by Alexandra Bordeaux. Bordeaux with an illegal throw. Here come the Spartans the other way. Penny Lee. Lee looking over to Dala Mu. Mu being challenged by Alexandra Bordeaux and gets past for a moment, but Bordeaux able to get it back. Pushed out by Mu. Bordeaux will throw. She's looking towards Conley. Conley, sandwiched between two defenders, curls around. Pushing up that near sideline. She takes it in front of that Spartan bench and flicking it past Talasha Pradhan. She goes out with it. A back and forth here right around midfield as Bordeaux comes from behind to push it towards the center. Hubbard dinking it off over towards Maddie Gagne, and now back to Conley. Conley with one touch and a good leading pass to Nevaeh Bior. Bior cutting back to the left. To the left again as she looks for help. A pass off and no shot as the Winooski defense again holds. Coming up from behind is Gagne. Maddie Gagne passing over to Bior with a bit too much zest. And in front of Missisquoi bench, Bior will send it towards the box where it is promptly sent back. Here's Bordeaux to Bior. Bior again looking towards the middle. Hubbard trying to get it. She does. Hubbard winds up and again over the crossbar. A shot from Ava Hubbard. An unfortunate trend being set for her as Ella Mcguire checks into the contest. We have played 51 minutes and 10 seconds in this contest. It has been filled with many tremendous opportunities for the Thunderbirds, but they have yet to get a goal. As Madison Conley with a good lead pass up towards Ella Mcguire. Mcguire able to keep it in play, curls back, can't get a shot off as it was sent up by Ruby Lee. A lot of open space as the Thunderbirds able to work with it. Conley leading Nevaeh Bior to another open space. Talasha Pradhan, the defender for Winooski, cleared it all the way down to the fence. Conley's going to run and do a soft throw. Good challenge from Susanna Willonja, the defender. Another bounce and Kiara Mack has it. At midfield, it's headed back into the action by Cassie Wilkin. After back and forth, it will be a throw for Missisquoi. But first, some substitutes for Missisquoi: Abigail Raleigh and Bree Parent. And for Winooski, Jessica Mujawamuna has checked back into the contest, replacing Susanna Walonja. A bullet throw inside, and it gets past everybody. Missisquoi trying to catch up with it. Conley off the side post, and out of bounds it went. Exciting to see something touch the goal. Winooski was quite calm about that one, knowing that she was far out of bounds. It wasn't Conley. Apologies. It was Alex Briette, and Briette had it for just a moment. Again, as that one skipped away by Jessica Mujawamuna. Wilkin over to Raleigh. Raleigh looking for Bior. The defenders doing a good job, all three of them intercepting that pass. And Penny Lee trying to bring it back towards the center. It got intercepted by the Thunderbirds. And right on cue, the Missisquoi pass intercepted by Alicia Ray, who got knocked down, and Winooski sends it the other way. I have to give credit where credit is due. The statistic that I shared earlier in this broadcast about MVU's win last season over Winooski, ending their 41-game winless streak to that point. We'll finish this in a moment as Missisquoi challenging again up close, and the freshman defender Jean Heinz pushing it out, giving another corner kick to the Thunderbirds. And the Thunderbirds bringing in three substitutes: Ariana Bordeaux, along with Destiny Pigeon and Riley Fadden-Dupree. The corner kick will be taken by Emily Graham. Graham passing back to Wilkin. Wilkin to Graham. And the pass back and forth. A whistle against the Thunderbirds. Winooski the other way. Again, credit where credit is due. That fact, that stat of the day, if you will, shared by our friend Ben Coffin of the County Courier, who was kind enough to join me on the broadcast for a halftime interview 2 nights ago. And in fact, and local sports writers, just no rest for the weary, he was thinking about joining this broadcast for some color commentary, but alas, he wanted to cover a BFA volleyball game before it rained. Here's another opportunity for the Thunderbirds. A quick shot goes wide. That was Riley Fadden-Dupree. Missed it left. Interesting though, so many times this afternoon the Thunderbirds have tried to get it past Mac by going high. That time Fadden-Dupree tried to keep it on the ground. It was a good effort, but not on target. Perhaps no sport in this altered COVID season has seen more significant changes than fall volleyball. Certainly the format changes for football. That's sort of hard to compete with, but volleyball has entirely shifted to an outdoor sport. And on a windy day like today, that must have been an interesting match, to say the least. A few fatter raindrops begin to fall as Winooski begins to challenge. Emily Graham bringing it the other way as the rain really starts to fall. and the umbrellas emerge. Madison Guyette, Addie Gagne to Parent, up ahead towards Graham. And before she can get it, Kiara Mack does get it. And so, with 22 minutes to play in this second half, it seems that we are going to have a rain-soaked rest of the afternoon. Amazingly enough, on this 21st day of October, it was 60 degrees when this game got underway. But an hour or so later, the wind has changed things a little bit. It's no longer so gusty, but a bit chillier. And the tension a bit thicker too, as we have just over 21 minutes to play, and we remain scoreless between the Spartans of Winooski and the Thunderbirds of Missisquoi Valley. Here's Graham. A good shin-high poke up ahead, but Kiara Mack was there before Ariana Bordeaux. And Mack, who has just been a rock star for the Spartans, to clear it all the way past midfield time and again today. Wilkin. And a pass from Fadden Dupree over to Raleigh. Before Raleigh's able to get to it, though, Talasha Pradhan sending it away. Raleigh coming back with her left. And a good bit of tandem defense for Winooski's Talasha Pradhan. And also Jessica Muja-Wamuna. Several substitutes for the Thunderbirds. Roy Adams quite liberally using replacements in this one. The throw inside. They keep threatening. Here's a shot. And perhaps it was a cross. It stays in, however, as Molly Gagne is there. Some miscommunication as she tried to pass to Abby Paquette. Paquette will throw. Here's a shot. And off of a couple of bounces, Hubbard didn't want to make the same mistake. She kept it low that time. But the same result. Mack has it. And Mack boots it past midfield. Guyette was briefly the first, was the first recipient rather, but only touched it briefly as Winooski got it back, but only briefly. Cassie Wilkin turning the corner, finds Hubbard. Hubbard, good ball work to move it past one defender, and she leads a pass for Alex Bruyette. Bruyette dumping off to the right side, and a shot is going to find the back of the net finally. Abby Bassett, the senior, finally breaks the deadlock in that top left corner. Exceptional placement as the Thunderbirds have been threatening all afternoon. And after 61 minutes and 13 seconds, the first goal is finally scored. The final home game of her career, Abby Bassett, perhaps scoring the difference maker, the first goal of this one in the 61st minute. 62nd minute, rather. And you get the feeling somewhat that the Thunderbirds have the ability to perhaps exhale now. They've scored their first, and it's a bit of a relief. Bissett unable to chase that one down past the end line. And it will be a goal kick for Winooski, who is poised to bring in a couple of substitutes, Suvisha Gurung and also Susanna Walonja. The goal kick over to Nadine Akizakubuntu, which, if you're wondering, yes, it's the favorite name on this roster for me to say. Mack charging up. This is going to be a close one. She slides and almost grabbed the ankle of Alex Briette in addition to that ball. Good heads-up play by the Spartan goalkeeper. And a bit of lost footwork as Pascaline Ferrara challenging for Winooski. She was up against Wilkin. Wilkin proving a good foil as that shot was not anywhere near the goal. And the ball chased down by Madison Guyette. Hubbard with a good pass to Conley. Madison Conley. Back to Hubbard. Hubbard keeps it. And a pass again to Abby Bissett. Bissett on the right side, just on the edge of the penalty box. Just sends it forward to Mack. Not quite a shot, but there was no one there as a recipient for a passing effort. I think just at this point, the Thunderbirds just putting it onward and ever closer towards the Winooski net. Max just with a flat pass down low over towards Ruby Lee. Lee, however, lost it to Hubbard. And Hubbard lost her footwork. Lee reclaims possession, posting it over towards the far sideline. It went over the head of teammate Susan Walonja. And now back to Hubbard, who's the cog in this wheel. Hubbard charging up close. She's going to get an opportunity. Hubbard gets a goal. More than a half dozen shot attempts in this contest for Ava Hubbard. The first several, you knew she was going for the top part of the net. She finally learned the lesson, kept it on the ground, and just trickled it past Winooski goaltender Kiera Mack. It's a 2-0 contest. That one scored with 15 minutes and 4 seconds to play in this one. I mentioned a moment ago you could just sort of palpably feel the relief for Missisquoi as they broke the ice and got their first goal. And in particular for Ava Hubbard, she must feel exceptional relief. I'm sure it's a word that doesn't even quite cut it. After the aggressiveness she has had in this contest, the opportunities she has forced, and finally, she gets something to show for it. Under 15 to play now. We'll see if, now that 2 goals have been scored, the floodgates might officially be opened. Raleigh charging and working her way past to Lasha Pradhan. Raleigh with the left foot towards the center. One touch and back up top. A shot goes straight towards Mack. And that was Brianna Jarvis, the freshman, with a good shot off some very good teamwork. A smart extra pass from Alex Briette to get it over to Brianna Jarvis. Here's Hubbard weaving through. Hubbard again stopped, and a foot save, and not just saved with the foot, but caught with the feet by Kiara Mack. Officially, Kiara Mack has surrendered 2 goals, but she continues to put in work back there, and she has been the hero of this contest for Winooski to have withheld the Missisquoi offensive for so long in this contest. Again, more than 60 minutes of gameplay without a goal scored. Hubbard with a quick pass over to Graham. Graham, a leading pass up to Nevaeh Bior. And Ruby Lee was there. Indirect kick coming. Hubbard will take it. Stopped by Lee. Lee with a quick one touch to try to clear it away. It does not go out of bounds, however, and Raleigh takes it back for the Thunderbirds. That time pushed out by Dalamu. And Fatuma Mayange checking in for Winooski. For Missisquoi, number 16, Destiny Pigeon returns. Nadine Akiza Kubuntu checking back out of the contest. She's the one getting a breather. Akiza Kubuntu is just a freshman, which means that announcers are going to be able to have fun saying that name for another 3 seasons. And a miscue for Mack, who tried to catch that shot and dropped it out of bounds. So a corner kick on its way for Missisquoi. Ava Hubbard back to take it. Hubbard's cross goes to Mack, who does not drop it this time. And another mighty boot from her. Roger Prescott calling out directions for his team. There's a free kick coming here from Penny Lee. One bounce, it goes inside. Winooski unable to put it in on the second effort. On the third effort, they're going to try a corner turn, and finally following up another shot effort. It stays inside. Winooski trying to get a goal, and finally a clear shot, but it goes over. Alicia Ray was the one who sent it over the crossbar. There was a shot effort there from Susanna Walonja. Penny Lee tried one. And also Fatuma Mayange was there and was challenging. A hard hit against Avisha Gurung's head. She ducks away from that one. It is unusual in this contest to see Winooski have a stretch like this within the opponent's territory. And objectively, I think one would have to say that even though it is just a 2-0 game, based on the time of possession, you would expect Missisquoi to have scored more than this. Again, a bend but don't break efficiency for the Spartans, with a great deal of credit being owed to Kiera Mack, the junior goalkeeper. Destiny Pigeon pushes past 2 defenders. Pigeon going to try to get it before Mack. Mack just slides and hammers it away. Good help defense from Talisha Pradhan to head it away. It's still in Missisquoi's wheelhouse as a wind up and a kick wide left, very far wide left. I think she knew that Mack was going to be reeling to catch up, so she just did everything she could to kick it hard. Under 8 to play. Mack's worm burner. Pigeon gets there over Mack, and Pigeon misses out of bounds. We've had to see Mack play with greater aggressiveness over the last 10 minutes or so, several times running out of the goal to challenge Missisquoi offensive players, 2 of which will get a breather now, Nevaeh Bior and Emily Graham. With 7 minutes to play, the expectation is that their afternoon might be completed. Goal kick to be taken by Penny Lee. And it will quickly be intercepted. Here's Riley Fadden-Dupree. She loses it to Alicia Ray. Ray with a forward pass up to Fatuma Mayange. Riley ripping it away from Dalamu. Riley again has space. Off the heel of the Winooski defender, it went inside. Here's Conley. Conley trying to weave it past Mack. Mack staying on the ground, topples over that one and clobbers it. Trying to send it away. Offside. I believe Pigeon. A smart move a moment ago from Conley, who again primarily is the goalkeeper for this Missisquoi team. When she saw Mack coming out to challenge her, she tried to just keep dribbling and work it around Mack, but Mack just spread out wide and was able to spider grip that one to submission. Few more raindrops as for Winooski. Miriam Miyange checks in. Winooski is pressuring now with Suvisha Gurung. They get it to the Missisquoi end line, and the goal kick to be taken by Cassie Wilkin. A foot race. Pigeon's gonna win it. Pigeon's gonna try to get a shot. She goes low, it's deflected by Mack, and Mack falls back on top of it. Pigeon had Riley Fadden-Dupree running step for step with her. But with 4 minutes to play, Mac stood strong again. Winooski had numbers, but they could not keep possession as Missisquoi turns the corner. Good defense as ever today from Madison Guyette. She sent it to Raleigh and Hubbard. Hubbard again towards Raleigh and Fadden Dupree, who is racing down the sideline but loses it just past her team's bench. And it'll be a throw-in for the Spartans. Fadden Dupree crossing over towards Pigeon. Here's Conley. A good bit of defensive intensity from Ray, who gets it going the other way for the Spartans. Pascaline Ferrara loses it to Conley. And back and forth. Hubbard comes out on top. Hubbard leading it towards Pigeon. It's misplayed. Pigeon's going to try to get a shot off as Mac challenges. And a collision between Pigeon and Mac. Mac goes down, and Fadden Dupree's shot not strong enough to get past the Winooski defense. And with 2.5 to go, it will be a throw-in for the Thunderbirds, but after the substitution, as Grace Gover checks in, and for Winooski, Nadine Akiza-Kubuntu checks back in as well. Hubbard can't complete the cross as the Spartans continued to try to clear it away. And towards the center, they go towards Pascaline Ferrara, overtaken by 3 Thunderbird players. Conley over towards Bordeaux. Ariana Bordeaux keeps it in play. And she sends it towards Gover, rejected by the Winooski D. Hubbard winds up, and another Hubbard shot, another Mac save. Inadvertent handball for Mackenzie Vincent of Missisquoi. We have 1 minute to play in this contest. Free kick for Winooski right at the midline. Hubbard has been able to showcase her control and footwork in this contest. Again, she has really challenged Kiara Mack, probably had 7 or 8 shots, many of which have been on goal, and 1 goal of her own as well. She had the insurance goal for the Thunderbirds, who will move to 5-4 with the victory. With the loss, Winooski will fall to 1-5. Both of these teams will finish their season later this week against BFA Fairfax, and in just a few short days, unlikely as it might seem, the pairings will be released by the Vermont Principals Association. And the horn sounds. The time has ended, and this game officially is in the books. It is 2-0, the final score. MVU picking up a big victory in their final home game of the season against Winooski. One last time, we want to give due recognition to our supporters, and it's through the generosity of these supporters, several local organizations that have allowed broadcasts like these, live fall sports broadcasts, to be possible. Of course, Northwestern Orthopedics, Handy Toyota, JC Image, the Collins Pearly Sports Complex in St. Albans as well, a proud sponsor. Northwest Access TV would like to continue these live broadcasts throughout the athletic season and subsequent seasons, but we do need your help. So if you or someone you know owns a business or runs an organization that would like to donate to the cause, you can reach out to the staff at Northwest Access TV by calling 782-8676 or by visiting northwestaccess.tv. Final score for the final time, MVU 2, Winooski nothing. For videographer Katie Foster, I have been, continue to be, and always hope to be Wesley Kempton. Until next time, so long.